So how are you? How are you doing?
I'm well. I was just saying, I was just responding to an email from Sherry Elrick, and she says, "Does this mean I have to get off the couch?" Was one of her lines, and I said, "Oh, I'm just heading to the couch." I found it more exhausting not being on the road than being on the road
Yeah,
because it's all of the learning and learning how to this, and we live streaming and trying to find the right equipment and trying to make it a little better than the next person, and like just trying to upgrade
yeah.
to doing shows. I love doing the shows. And in fact, I think I've kind of decided, although I miss the applause and the connection, I still get all these comments from people that I can connect with. And it's kind of like I'd often said, I wished I could just be beamed up into some place and do the
Yeah.
show and come back. And in fact, this is the Star Trek moment I've been waiting for.
It is. Well,
But no,
years ago, I was having real trouble with one shoulder, and I
yeah.
don't know if you'd heard of this guy. His name's John Chong. He's originally in Hamilton, but he has a clinic.
Just give me 1 second,
Okay.
so Paul can hear.
Okay.
Okay, wait a minute. I'm just going to get this out in here. I think I'm going to get in here. Okay. Okay, now we're happening now. Okay, now you can talk to me.
Fantastic. But he runs a musicians clinic, and he told me that when I started seeing him, he said about half of his patients were from repetitive strain. Makes sense.
Duh.
The other
Yeah.
half were from car accidents, because most musicians will get in an accident, hurt something, but they won't stop playing. And then they'll develop all these ridiculous bad habits, weird postures and stuff, and you just can't maintain that. So eventually, now my hand doesn't work. Now my neck's in a weird place. So
Wow. I know.
yeah,
Ooh, wow. Hey, you've got a Batman Christmas shirt on? Is that right? Am I sensing the themes
my
there?
Batman ugly Christmas sweater. I saw a kid in McDonald's wearing one once. I had to be like creepy old man and say, "Can I take your picture? Because I desperately want that for Christmas." So, the kid was
No bad sweaters for Christmas for us here.
Not
no.
yet, anyway.
Not yet.
Well, so so
And I've
okay.
never been a knitter.
You've never been a knitter? Maybe it's time to learn. Like, what else are you
No, if
doing?
you see me knitting, my mind has gone. Those are things I've just
Okay,
take me onto the back 40 and
that's the check mark.
yeah, and
As soon as I see you with wool and knitting needles, like
yeah,
shoot you
then
dead.
just know that, just line me up and put me in the conservative party.
Find a nice flow and an
Find
Aaron
a nice
O'Toole.
flow and
Can you get an
give
Aaron O'Toole ugly Christmas sweater?
yeah. Oh, never a more Aaron O'Toole. Come
Yeah,
on.
perfect. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a little too easy.
Yeah.
I've just put an S in front of his Aaron O'Stoole.
Yeah, there you go. Well, that's nice too. So I'm recording. I don't know how I'm going to smoothly get in. I'll
Okay.
just stop.
Put us back so we both look the same, like
Yeah.
at the same level.
Well,
Now
no,
I'm more
you just
important.
you,
No, I'm
you
not.
just keep see. Once again, I've ruined my smooth transition. I am joined live via Zoom satellite from Montreal, Quebec, with Connie Kaldor and Paul Campagne, who it's just I'm considering this. It's either kismet or synergy or dumb luck or whatever, but because on Hump Day Hymns I'm doing nothing but Christmas music, and whatever it was 3 days ago, I go on the Facebook and there's a new Christmas song from Connie Calder. It's like, oh, I wonder if I could get that video. I wonder if she would deign to talk to me.
Oh my God!
Look out!
Look out! Look
Mike.
out!
She's gonna talk.
But then
The mic is live. The mic is on.
but then I remember, like, what else have we got to do? Sure.
Yeah, no, come on. Make up songs. Well, we've been making up these songs. Like I did that record with Roy about 1 billion years ago, which is out of print and lost the tapes
Okay.
somewhere. And we were talking about it, like we wanted to redo some of those songs. And then since that time, every couple of years I've been writing another Christmas song, and so we had all these stuff, and the song that we gave you, I literally wrote on the 22nd of November and recorded on the 23rd, like just under the wire. just under the wire
Just before the mastering was to
Yeah.
be
Paul, I
done.
have this new song. Paul's
And I was
going,
like,
ah!
No, you don't.
no,
No,
yes,
you don't.
yes,
Okay.
no, yes, no.
So Paul's part thinking, I hope it's no good.
Yeah.
I hope I can
Well,
cut
that rarely happens, Mike. That rarely happens.
I know.
So we put it up, and Connie recorded it in one take with it on her piano, and so we just, I don't know, we put it on, and it's a great tune because it talks about
Now.
about right now, about
Yeah.
what people are living in, at the end of November 2020.
it. Yeah.
And it's interesting because we were planning on, we were going to isolate. My sister-in-law lives in town with her 2 kids.
Okay.
And we were going to, quarantine for 10 days and then get together and quarantine on the other side. But I don't even know if they're going to allow us to do that now too. So it's going to be our theme song, and we're buying more candles for the table.
Yeah, really. And where are your boys? Are they going to be home?
Gab's
or-
living with us, and Al too is back. He's just they got an apartment just around the block from us.
Yeah,
Okay.
they came back from New York.
Yeah, they lived
thank-
with us
thank
for several
heavens.
months, and then they did their album in the house when we were gone to the farm. We were in Saskatchewan, which is at that point was kind of like the New Zealand of Canada. There were hardly any cases. And
You
it was
put that
really-
on the bumper stickers, like
Yeah.
really the license plate, the
new-
New Zealands of Canada. They love that.
Well, the minute they get a woman running the place, it'll improve it immensely too. Like that's
Oh.
really what did it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway,
figure that's going to happen.
Yeah. Well, you can always hope.
Connie
Not that I'm
called
running.
Connie Calder for Empress of Saskatchewan.
Yeah.
Empress of Saskatchewan.
Yeah,
I
I
want
think.
it.
Yeah, I think
think-
we should go back to a more royalty and maybe a feudal
Yeah,
system.
yeah.
That worked out well.
Yeah,
Isn't that why you guys ended up in Saskatchewan?
Well, we named the town Regina, so there you go.
They had to have some humor.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, part of the great thing about the way you do your albums now is just over the years you've figured out a way to do everything at home, haven't you?
Yeah, and this album is really, and this time it has to be everything at home because you can't count on other people. Like even now we did it on a USB key so that we could control the production levels and all this, and we just ordered some new USB keys that are going to be a little late. Because we've gone through the first 100, but and the books too. Like we did a songbook, and we're like
Yeah.
we did it so that I worked with my local graphic artist, we just kind of do everything in with our little team that we've got and try to do as much as we can ourselves because we cannot count on printing 1,000 or 2,000 anymore. We just don't have the sales structure.
So so our here's a little plug. Our Canon printer is working way overtime these days.
Yeah. And making
Shameless
books. Oh,
plug.
Very nice, yeah.
Where's the book here? We'll have to send one to you, Mike, so that next year you can.
Put it the right way. There we go.
It's okay. Most of the people at this church will tell you that I don't read the music very well, so upside down might be just fine. You know?
Well, there you go. Well, you
I
gotta
think-
anybody can play something they've practiced. It takes a professional to just go at it.
That's right. Put it upside down. In the church business, we call them alternate harmonizations. That's right.
Well, we've got a couple of songs. At least one song will not be in your church choir list. But there you go.
Oh.
Stuff your stocking, baby.
Okay.
Connie
Yeah.
Calder's naughty songs. Yeah,
There's gotta be one naughty. Can't be nice
Oh
all
yeah,
the time.
because that defines you. So go back to where did you when was the point you decided that like this is the year I have to do a Christmas album?
Last year.
Last year. Okay, that's about the time frame. That's good.
We've been doing like every couple of years, like the last 2 or 3 years, we said, let's do a Christmas album. And it just never kind of, some of the tracks were actually recorded last year, weren't they? Yeah. It started, and we had a band. So we've been talking about it for a long time, and here we are, and it's late. I just said, no, we're just going to do it. We're going to do it in a way that we can control put it on USB key, make it interesting, put it up, because what are we waiting for?
Yeah.
And I'm quite sentimental about Christmas, as most of the songs are quite sentimental, because I think it's just something about the darkness of the nights, the long nights and the candlelight and all of that, chasing the darkness away, all of that stuff that makes the silent night that kind of really, I think it's essential to dealing with winter.
Yeah.
And this is a winter on so many levels. and people are alone and isolated. And it's, you know, we've even toyed with, like, we're going to be getting together to sing on Christmas Eve. We always sing in our family Christmas Eve.
Sure.
And since we're all separated, we're thinking of like putting it up on YouTube or something like that so that we can connect with the family. We've seriously thought of just opening it up to anybody, just the singing part, because people are alone. People are alone
Sure.
this year, and a lot of people are separated. And you know, I think it's important to be sentimental and to allow. I think this is a time of year where people are allowed to be sentimental. They're allowed to think of others. They're buying presents and all that stuff, but they're also thinking, what can I give? How can I help? And all of those things, I think, are really powerful things in anybody's life, and it's why the winter, the solstice, the darkness, the gifts, and all of that stuff makes this such a powerful holiday. And I think it's for me in the Christmas music is one of the things I loved in the church. It's, you know, I was brought up in the church. My dad was the choir director. We sang and some of those beautiful Christmas melodies I think are just one of the more powerful emotional things for me. So even though I'm writing all this new stuff and Island Santa and all these things have come up over the years reacting to that, and Cowboy Christmas, you know, remember that I have the cowboy and shepherds were the cowboys of Galilee, my favorite line in that song, but there you go.
That's a good one.
That's a good one. That was one of my shining moments in Christmas writing. But I think
as long as you're
also,
having shining moments. Yeah.
And Paul too, like we have this, I now gave birth to a whole, now I have 3 family harmonies in the background. They mix with Paul and me. And there was something about doing family, like Paul, we both done Christmas records at one point or another.
Right.
Both of which are out of print. And, but it's also because we've got this harmony. It's just so great. And we sing every Christmas. We go out, usually I don't know if we'll do it this year, but usually the thing is we have supper and then we go out and carol just down the street, just to sing to our neighbors and stuff. And then come back, and that's when we open the presents. Christmas Eve is always the night for us. That's I'm in a region, so Christmas Eve is the time. Christmas Day is, you know, it's fun and stuff too, but
but you're mostly hungover.
Christmas for me is Christmas Eve.
Turkey burnout.
Yeah.
But so I don't know. It's just singing and all of that stuff is just an essential part of that experience for me. And to just do that stuff and do the songs again. Some of the songs, like a couple of them I wanted to redo because I'm doing them better now, and to imagine it with family harmonies, I think was really neat. And I still kept writing songs like "Warm in Here" and "Prairie Christmas," you know.
Yeah. So it sounds like it's like I haven't heard the album yet. I'm looking forward to it.
I gotta send you a download code.
That wasn't a suck up, but you know what the heck.
Good job. It worked.
Really?
Yeah. Good. How rude of me.
Yeah, we'll send you a code.
But it does sound like it's very much more a family album.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, Alex, he did the arrangements. He did these beautiful string arrangements and then played them. And played viola, and his band played when we recorded some of them last year before the pandemic. So we had his band on, the drummers and all of that stuff. And Island Santa, you know, it definitely was all done here, of course. It's like one of those projects you keep working on, and it's got such a short lifespan, a Christmas album too. You know, and you can bring it out every year, but we've got 2 weeks to sell it. So. And 2 or 3, because we're late, and we just did it, and we did the last song, and, you know. But for me, it's not about that in a way. It's just I get a project idea in my mind. Paul will attest to this. And let's go. I'm like the Mickey Rooney character, and he's the one that has to actually do
Let's
all the
put on a
parts.
show. You can do the work.
Let's do a Christmas album.
Yeah.
I'll write it, and you do all the rest.
And then I'll be over here with some knitting.
Yeah, Dad. I mean, you know, making the little. Anyway, this is. I mean, it's hilarious on some level because we got these USBs, and I'm like putting little strings on them.
Oh.
Aw.
That's adorable.
Anyway,
So is
It is. I mean, we're really proud of it because it's been getting done over the last couple of years. But then when push comes to shove, we just really rammed it through this November, and I'm really proud of the product because there's a lot of interesting. I mean, it's some of the songs are very had been done like over 30 years ago,
right.
And then some of them are very new. So it's a combination of. There's even one song, Connie, when she was living in Edmonton. This was before moi. Before she knew me, it was a dark time, but it
was a dark time for her.
She lived in Edmonton, and at
That's
one point,
really dark.
Tommy Banks was had a radio show.
No, television.
Oh, it was a television show.
That's right.
And he basically asked her, "So Connie, we're doing a show. Do you have any Christmas songs?" Like new Christmas songs that you've written? And of course Connie says, of course I do, which she didn't at the time, but she says, of course I do. And so and I guess she told me this later, and she said, and about an hour before the actually going into the studio, I said, oh well, maybe I should write this sucker after all. So she ended up writing it, and it's called "It Wouldn't Be Christmas Without You." And it's just a great tune, and Tommy Banks who was a great piano player, did a great job on it. But I mean, it was always released on one of his CDs at probably about 20 years ago, and so Connie just never did that song. She didn't do it on her last Christmas, so we pulled it up this time, and Alexis, our son, did a great orchestral arrangement for it, and it's just, I'm really proud of it because it's huge. It's a big orchestral arrangement,
cool.
And we did it all right here in our little house.
3 modulations, count them.
Yeah, it's epic.
You're getting pretty egghead in your old age.
Yeah, man, modulate.
When did you learn a 4th chord?
I just wandered in there and found it. That's really how it happened. I was just writing it, and all of a sudden, oh, that's nice. I'll just do that here.
I'll go there.
Okay. Do you still want me to sing?
Yeah.
or it gets to a point where your kids take over so much that it'll be nice if you're allowed on your next album.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, they're all doing their own albums, so they got their own busyness here. I have to beg. I have to beg. I have to pull the mother card, really. But
do that.
And Paul does, for the first time on one of my albums, Paul does a song where he sings the lead, and it's the boys doing a song we sing around the table called Dans le silence de la nuit. And it's just, I don't know, it's something I'd wanted to do too, is to get, Paul is, I know you think I married him for his looks, but I really married him for his fabulous voice, beautiful voice. But you
didn't marry him for the hair, right?
No, and he has land.
Or the lack of, yeah.
No. More of them naked. And so...
This is for your church, right?
Anyway,
This is for the church,
and he sings with the 2 boys, and he's always sung with his sisters, and so finally you get to hear this song sung with male harmonies. It's just beautiful. It's just, I can hardly listen to it. It just makes me so happy.
That's fantastic. So tell my 7 listeners, how they can get a copy of this. I'll put it in notes as well.
You can go on my website. It's the easiest way, and just go to the store, and there it is. And
so ConnieKaldor.com.
Okay.
Yeah, you can write that up,
and is it USB? Is it USB only, or could people download it if
they can download it on Bandcamp too?
Bandcamp,
yeah,
okay.
All the information's on the website.
Yeah, that's the fastest way to get it.
If you want to download it on Bandcamp, or if you want the USB key, and we actually do even make a CD, like a homemade CD.
Burnt. Yeah.
If you buy.
Personally signed by Juan Valdez, but.
Really?
No.
Yeah. So it's basically all homemade here at the house.
Do you burn the USB keys as well? Did you have to do that?
Yes, I do.
We have them made, like they have the name and everything. They're nice. They're in the shape of a Christmas tree ornament, so you can hang them on your tree. It's very cool.
That's a great idea.
You got to think of something out of the box to make it fun.
But it's funny. A couple weeks ago, I had a guy who's he's the president of the Brockville Musicians Association, who our band has been members of for. Oh, sorry, creepy. But one of the things he was talking about is like over the years, this is sort of what he's. The union and his local and national and international have had to do is find ways to replace the revenue streams that are going away, and the key seems to be like controlling your own stuff and finding ways to connect directly with the people who want to listen, and
absolutely,
you guys are figuring it out.
Well, we have to.
Yeah,
we used to be able to make our money just performing live, as that's always sells records, sells CDs, and sell makes you money because people show up. But without being able to perform live, we've gone to live stream shows, which we do, and we're getting pretty good at it.
Mm-hmm.
And trying to shape a show like one of the last one was Big Skies to Bridesmaids Dresses, and it's all my prairie stuff in one place, so I can now kind of maybe put some of it to rest. And because I can go on and on and on about the prairies, and Canadian
just
culture.
about everything, really.
Yeah, it's all there. It's all there. Life is a microcosm. Anyway,
I thought it was a highway.
You just it's a cabaret. It's a cabaret. If you listen to the song, you can believe the song. I think that you've got to something like this or any kind of shake up in any kind of system, it makes you, if you're smart, go back to why you're doing it and what's really important about it. And it's really important about it is to make music because you like it. And it's really important to connect with people in any way you can. And whether it's live I love performing live. You guys are the same. It's always just, I don't know. It's like dangling over dangling over Niagara Falls. You never know what's going to happen or whether you'll slip. And that's an excitement, certainly the adrenaline. But it's also just to connect with people, and even the live stream shows, you're connecting them in a different way, and you feel like you're doing something that people are going to enjoy. They don't come there if they don't want to see it. If they don't, they don't stay if they don't like it.
Right.
It's a real way. And doing an album, making music, just because times are tough. I think you need more music, really, and it's what we do. What else can we do? What are we? Streaming and all of that stuff is basically making slaves of a lot of us. So we got to figure a way to do it. No, it's true.
We may as well be happy slaves.
Well, we may as well be making our own, growing our own stuff on the side.
Yeah,
and that's really what it's about. Because when your work is devalued by business to the point where it's viewed as not worth paying for. And what's really important is how they distribute it, which is usually the way it's always been, and until it gets fair again. Then you've got to go back to how do you distribute it? Because that's the only way you'll get a piece of it, I think, on some level. And people are trying to do the right thing. People want to support you. They want more music, or if they like you, they want more. And I think in a time when things are unsettled and there's some real people are sick, people get sick, and it's time that you need to connect again on any level and in any way you can, whether it's music or art or just conversation or this program or any way to remind you that you're not alone and that you're part of the human condition. And the only thing we can do, the best way we do that is with our voices and singing and songs, and you do it with humor and all of that stuff. It's, as Roy would say, it's part of the human condition. Perfect.
That's a good way to go out. Thanks so much for doing this. And thanks.
Hey, anytime. Come on down.
Thanks so much for continuing to make music at Christmas and the rest of the year, and look forward to listening to the whole thing.
All right.
We're going to send you one of those songbooks, and next year we want to see you and your family singing.
Fantastic!
We're waiting for it. Your talented daughter there.
This will be the first year like you getting the whole family. Like I sort of because once again, I'm supposed to provide the music for our Christmas Eve service with everybody like a million miles apart, and the congregation not allowed to sing. So this was the first time I as you say, I pulled the dad card and told both the children and the spouse or equivalent, we're all going to church on Christmas Eve because we're allowed to sit together and sing, and we're going to do it, and it's going to be fun.
Ha! The dad card.
Yeah. So my son looks up from his video game and all right.
Oh. Well, hey, whatever works, right? Yeah. Whatever works.
I'll get his leash on. Come on. Sorry.
Singing with my kids is well, they're not kids anymore, they're men. Yeah. Is just one of the more fabulous things. I don't know. I can hardly do it without just, there's something about hearing their voices and our mix together, and to be able to do that, to share what we do with who we love. Wow. What a cool thing.
But I'm getting to a place that I guess you guys got to years ago, where it's mostly with Cameron. It's like, it's not just, this is so great that we get to sing a tune together, and you're letting me play piano while you sing. It's like, holy crap, you're miles better than me.
I know, they're starting out like they've left us in the dust.
Like, what?
Well, the truth is, Mike, is that our children, they're here to replace us. They are.
And they're going to be 2.0. They're going to be a much better version of us, I'm sure. They're going to make totally different mistakes.
Yeah, but I mean, I look at my daughter, and it's like, she has the lack of stage fright that I was never uncomfortable going in front of people, but I have my nasal kind of dodge dart of a voice, and she comes out with this operatic soprano stuff, and
I know they're born on stage.
Where did that happen?
But the luck of genetics, luck of genetics.
But it's nice to tie here, because I don't know if I mentioned to you, one of the ensembles that she sings at university is I can't even remember what they call it, but they're doing one of your tunes this year.
Wow!
They're doing Wood River, and I'm trying to remember the name of the arranger, because I'm assuming
Zwardeski, Willie Zwardeski.
Okay, and so she sort of said, because they're having to do it all virtual, like, again, they can't do in-person ensembles, and so she was saying, well, when we do have a finished product, can we, like, will there be a recording? Can anyone see it? And he said, oh, probably not. She said, well, because my dad kind of knows her.
Hey,
to which I said,
she knows who
you know her.
Yeah,
you know her. You twit.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I'm so stuck up, though. You never know.
You can pull the mom card, but Cameron got to pull out the Connie Kaldor card.
There you go.
Whatever you can do, go for it, man. That's what I say.